Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. How's everyone doing today? So I'm just checking in on our Facebook group, making sure that I'm all set here. Everything is going on live. I've recorded, and it looks like everything's a go. So thanks so much for being here, everyone. I know you're in our fabulous Radiate and Elevate Professional Women Facebook community. And I am just thrilled as more and more of our professional women are asking to join our group. And they have come to hear that it is a safe space for all of us to sort of dive into sometimes the difficult topics that I bring up about how life is just challenging, right? And that's our general overarching concepts that I cover. And most importantly, the methods and the strategies to use to overcome those challenges, right? And to find out that all of the answers are really right here within us, all right? And so today I kind of put a little spin on the live. I'm coming here live almost every Thursday, okay, in our group. So you can kind of expect that. And it's going to be right around this time, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. Just depends on when I can get on. And the spin that I kind of put on today's live was about sort of bending the reality of things. If you haven't seen my message recently, I'm Ili Mahong. I'm a self-compassion wellness coach, okay, for professional women. But I'm more than that, right? I'm a mom of two young adult children. One's 22, one's 19. They're both kind of in college right now. That's sort of the phase they're in. I've been married 23 years to my wonderful husband. I'm originally started off with a bachelor's degree in human resources management. So I was a human resources specialist, a clerk, and then ultimately a director of a health facility. And then I moved my training and my education into the field of education. And I have been an education administrator for several years. And all of that seemed to just be my path, and it was comfortable. Well, it was difficult at times, but it was where I thought I was heading, right? And if you're like me, very much like me, many of you have done your qualifications, gotten certified, invested time, energy, and a lot of money into getting yourself ready to contribute to your career, whether that's in real estate or healthcare or retail or home decor or landscaping or any sort of, or a trade of some sort. Okay, all of you have sort of been on your journey in your career. Go ahead and tell me in the comments, what is your career in? What's your profession in? What's your industry? What are the several industries you've had experience in? Go ahead and type that in the comments. I'd love to know the backgrounds of the members of our group, right? Also tell me if you're watching this live, #live, or if you're watching it on replay. I think I got my times mixed up. So very likely most of you are gonna watch it on replay, and that's okay too. As you identify the career you've been in, right, maybe this story can resonate with you. All right, so I've been in my career, right, and I'm coming along and on my track, and I'm thinking like, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and I'm going to retire, and I'm going to just be happy with that. Well, that wasn't my path, okay? And along the way in my career, I was given the very hasty, abrupt knowledge that I was going to be moved and actually put under investigation for incidences completely out of my hand and out of my control, being reviewed, scrutinized, being required to recall specific details of information that I didn't have access to, and these details of information were 12 months old. Okay, so all of that was my life for several months. Okay, and then it comes to the point where decisions were being made and the higher ups decided to fire me. Okay, I'm not kidding when I tell you that was the decision. Okay, and I'm going through the process of appealing that, but I'm still living in it. But a year ago, when this all started and I was issued that decision to have my job changed, that was the beginning of my complete 360-degree transformation. Okay, and I shared some of that with you here in the group. And that transformation went from complete and utter crippling self-doubt, okay, just a questioning really my professional identity, questioning my identity as a woman, as a provider for my family, as an influencer, as a leader of my community. I was removed. I was isolated. And instead of crumbling, completely down to the ground and hiding my head in the sand, I did that for like maybe a day. But I regrouped, right? And through a practice of gratitude and through a practice of commitment back to myself and to love myself and to identify ways in which I can be kind to myself first and foremost. Once I started to do that, I created a routine of wellness activities. I did them consistently, ladies, for 12 months. Okay, I did it. I mean, I could have missed a day, but I doubled down on it. And that included meditation, journaling, positive affirmations, walking, and a lot of reflection, right, on who I am and how I'm not going to let that and what other people's narratives and beliefs and identifications of me affect me, right? My identity of myself is solid. It is formidable. It's on a fortress that can't be touched by anyone else. But it was crumbling. Trust me, that was happening a year ago, but it's not today. All right. I've been able to, as the title of my live today sort of in the description sort of talked about, I was able to bend that old perspective. It was rigid and it was stiff, okay? And it shattered, right? And because it was rigid and stiff, it was affected by someone else's decisions, all right? So today it's not. It's going to be fluid and moving, and it's able to bend and ebb and flow like it should be. I'm talking about my inner emotional strength, my inner emotional person. All right. That person is fluid. That person is flexible. But she wasn't years ago. Okay. If this is you, give me a yes. Right? If this was you back then and maybe still you today, put a yes in the comments. I'd love to know that this information is sticking with you somehow, okay? And that you are on your own personal journey to change that. And I can help you, okay? I can help you here in my Facebook group. I can help you in my program. I've shared that also with you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a challenge sometime this month. It's probably in 2 weeks, and I'll give you those dates where we will work together. Okay, I'll have a one-on-one or a group sort of video with all of you for 3 days, and I'll walk you through that process, right? And then lead you to the realization that you could actually benefit from a longer program with me. And we'll talk more about that then. But in the meantime, I'll check out the comments with you here. I'll have this video replayed in our group so you can just sort of see that I used really a routine, a assortment of meditation, journaling, positive affirmation, long walks, long reflections to really move and transform my perspective of a very rigid reliance on other people's view of me. And now I can turn inward and I can use only the one view that I need. Okay, well, there's two. There's the view that God has of me and my own view. But I had to work. So the view that God has of me, I have no control over, and it is impeccably pure, right? I was tongue-tied. The view God has of me is only of pure wholeness and love, right? But what I struggled with was my own view of myself. So I worked on that and I improved that. And 360 degrees later, 365 days later, that view of myself is also pure and of only love. But I'd like you to get to that point too. So join me here for my challenge that's going to occur this month. I'll send you the dates very soon. Stay in the group here, look around, get into the guides section of the group and watch some past videos. Definitely check your emails from Ilima Hong. Move them from the spam folder or the promotions folder to your primary folder so that you can get my messages right away. Stay active in the group, engage, answer the questions. Don't let me be the only one talking in our group. Go ahead and put in your own information and comments. And most importantly, stay on this journey that you've made for yourself. You have decided to prioritize your wellness, okay? And you're in this group here to do that. So let me help you with the next step and the next step and the next step so that you can get to where I am today of complete and utter assurance that everything's working out for me. Everything is lining up exactly the way it needs to, even though I've been fired and terminated, even though I've been embarrassed, even though I've felt isolated, even though I've questioned all of the skills and the qualities that I've developed in myself through education and training. I've turned that around and I'm standing on those certifications and foundation that I need to move forward. Okay, bend your perspective for the better. Have a wonderful, magical day, ladies. Enjoy yourselves today. Do something that you just never thought you would do so that we can begin to reinvent ourselves for the next phase of life.